Hello, brand talkers. It's your favorite host, IK Ojibe, and today on Brand Talk, we're going to be talking about finding purpose. And we have an icon, someone that is definitely not new to us here on Brand Talk, Mr. Tola Alabi. And I like to welcome him. We pop around here. We call him the Logo King, but he's more than just the Logo King. He's a mentor. He's a thought leader, especially in the creative industry. So we would like to welcome you again to Brand Talk, sir. But for the purpose of someone just joining us on this episode, someone just tuning in for the first time on Brand Talk, we'd like to give you the opportunity to just briefly introduce yourself and let's know more about Mr. Tola Alabi.
All right, thanks, IK. Thanks for having me again on Brand Talk. It's always an honor to be here, to have discussions with you. Well, my name is Tola Alabi. I am a brand consultant, and I run a company called TA Consulting, and where we engage in strategy for companies and startups to help to position them right in the marketplace. I'm also a teacher. I teach via the web. I have a YouTube channel called Pro Masterclass and also a podcast called Pro Masterclass, where I talk to business people, creatives, designers, and just generally people that are looking for fulfillment and deeper meaning in life.
Okay. Now, folks, talking about Pro Masterclass, it's one channel that every business person should actually get hooked in. Like, so long as you're a business person, you're in Nigeria, even in Africa, but as long as you're in Nigeria and you're trying to steer through the waters of Nigeria, it's one channel. I'm going to leave the link in the caption, so just don't be shy. Click on the link and then get to the channel. I'm very, very sure you definitely love the contents there. So welcome again, Mr. Tola Alabi. Like I said, today we're going to be talking about finding purpose, and it's one for me. I don't know what the next 2-3 years is going to be like, but this topic itself is going to be one of my best because there's a lot. There's a lot involved when we talk about purpose in life as humans, in terms of whether we're looking at it in terms of purpose of life, purpose of business, and whatever it is. But let's just delve straight into it now. According to Oxford Dictionary, they say the meaning of purpose is the reason for which something is done or created, or for which something exists. That is the Oxford Dictionary meaning of purpose. So I just want to throw the question now: what is purpose to you?
Yeah, I think I wouldn't say I think, but I totally agree with the Oxford Dictionary meaning, and I think they've said it in a very articulate way. But if I was going to put it in a simpler way,
okay,
I would say purpose to me is the answer to the question why.
All right.
It's the answer to the question why on any level. When you find yourself answering that question why, it's a very simple, short question, you are beginning to dig for the purpose of something. So purpose for me is that answer to the question why. And it's such a delicate topic. I'm glad we're going to talk about it. And I'm going to just say upfront right now that a lot of times when I have conversations, a lot of them I have highlights of what I'm going to touch on. For this, I don't really have highlights because it's such a vast and wide topic. So when you talk about purpose, as you said earlier on, there are different levels of purpose. Purpose in business, purpose in family, purpose in marriage, those kind of things. So purpose is like that. It's like a mansion that has different rooms. You understand? Different rooms. So there's the toilet, there's the kitchen, there's the bedroom, there's the store. You understand? So you could have access to the toilet, but you're locked out of the room, of the bedroom. You could have access to the bedroom, but you're locked out of the living room. So you could find purpose in one area of life and still be looking for purpose in other areas. That's why it's such a broad topic, but we will try our best to discuss it today together. But purpose is the answer to the question why. Let's start from there.
Okay. So, but here on Brand Talk, like, we'll try to limit it. Let's talk about purpose as it relates to our life and purpose as it relates to business, because maybe that way it will make it easier for also our listener to understand, so that we can better narrow it down as well. Although I personally believe that finding your life purpose makes it easier to find your purpose when it comes to business. That's what I believe, because it gives you this sense of direction. Just like you said, it helps you better answer, why am I going into this business, or why am I going into this job, or why am I doing this? I believe it helps answer that. So I think it leads me to the next question I want to ask. So the knowledge of your purpose in life, is it important to you in terms of, is it important to your business? Is it important to whether you're an employer or an employee? What is the knowledge? How is the knowledge of your purpose in life important in respect to a business, or maybe you're an employee? How important is it?
Yeah. Okay. So I like the fact that we're narrowing it down to business and generally to your purpose as a person.
Yes.
Now, how does finding yourself help you to be a better business person? And I'll put it this way. We'll go back to that definition of purpose that I told you. Purpose is the answer to why. When you start asking why is this thing, why, you start getting closer to the purpose of the thing. But with purpose, there are 3 different levels of purpose.
Okay.
3 different levels of purpose. And when you're asking that question, why, you are asking to get clarity. That's why we ask why, so that we can be clear. So the main purpose of purpose is to find clarity. You understand?
Okay.
The reason why we search for purpose is to find clarity in a particular area. Now, and there are 3 different levels of finding clarity. So that and they are in hierarchy, and the form of hierarchy.
Okay.
You understand? So I'll start with the lowest level of finding clarity. A lot of times you can ask why as it relates to the activity you are doing. So I'll give you an example. A lot of people try to find purpose in their activity. So the question they ask is, why am I doing this job? You understand? Because the job is the activity. Why am I doing this job? Why am I doing web design? Why am I doing graphic design? Why am I a fashion designer? Why am I a cake maker? Why am I a musician? Why am I doing this job? And for sometimes you ask that question as an entrepreneur. Why did I start this business? Why did I start this business of graphic design? Why you might ask yourself right now, why did I start this channel of Brand Talk?
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So that is the question people normally ask. Purpose-driven questions on the activity. A lot of people want to gain clarity on their activity. And it's good, but it's the lowest rung of finding purpose. Clarity is the lowest rung of finding purpose. And a lot of people try to ask that question of why. Why do I have to do this activity that I'm doing at the moment? And we must try our best to move up that ladder to a place where we get clearer, more clarity. So after you find why, the activity, there's a second rung of purpose, which is clarity on relationships. And that's when people go a step higher to now you find out why you are doing the activity. Then now you now start to ask, why am I doing this activity with this person or with these people? Okay. So people that have a higher dimension of clarity don't just ask, why am I doing this job? After they've answered that question, a lot of people ask, why am I doing this job? And they stop there. You understand? But you need to now go to the next level of saying, why am I doing this job with these people? So you now ask, okay, like a business person now, you now ask, why am I going into business with this person? Or why am I, as a business person, serving this type of clients? You understand?
Okay.
So you can see that your clarity is now based on the people you have a relationship with. You understand? So those questions, that part of clarity now still talks of who are the people going with you on this journey. So even if you talk out of business, people start asking questions of, why do I have these friends? Why am I hanging out with these people? Why did I choose to go out with this girl? Why did I choose to marry this person? Those are higher questions of clarity that people must be in to find purpose. So that's the second wrong. The third and final wrong, which is the ultimate wrong, is the clarity on self. And that's when you now ask, who am I? You understand? Why was I created? What are my values? Do you understand? Okay. A lot of people don't ask themselves those deeper questions of purpose. And that is the ultimate wrong of purpose. When people start asking, who am I? Who am I as IK? Who am I as Tola? What are the things that I like? Why do I like them? Why does this make me happy? Why does this make me sad? Now, if you want to get... Now, the question is, how does purpose in business attach to purpose of self? Because the clearer you are about yourself, the clearer you are about the people you work with, and the clearer you will be about the kind of things you do. Because questions, the why questions that relate to self, help you to come up with something called values. And values is what shapes purpose. When you know your values, then you can now know why you do things and why you react to things. And then that helps to shape your business. Now, I'll put it this way. If I know myself and I come to that highest level of asking myself those self-based why questions. Why do you like these things? What do you like, Tola? What do you treasure? What do you value? Why are you acting like this? Then I begin to know my values. And then my values, I'll give examine my values. I kind of ask, why do I get so upset when I show up at a place and people don't show up till 30 minutes later? Why am I so upset and every other person is not upset? I kind of, it now gives me thinking that, I put a lot of value on my time.
Yeah.
Or you get to another, I'll give another example where you kind of think, why do I always notice these discrepancies in a job? And some people just don't notice. And they say, there's nothing wrong with this thing, I'll take it like that, it looks okay. But I always notice the part that is folded and rumpled and not done well. It kind of tells me that I put value on attention to detail. That now makes me know, as a business person, once I can clear that, I'm someone that puts value on attention to detail, I now go down to the second level of wrong. And that makes me know that I want to work with people, either as employees or as clients, that put equal level of attention to detail like I do. So I want to get into an industry that allows me to express that value I have for attention to detail. So then you might find yourself in an industry like event management. You understand? Where the person is thinking, the florist should be here right now. The light people should be here. This light is not done right. You realize that if you are an attention to detail person, you will be a better event manager. You understand?
Yeah.
And that now makes you know that you are meant to work with people that are as attention to detail as you. So that when you're now employing, you ask them, what do you think about attention to detail? And they're like, yeah, I pay attention to detail, or I'm more concerned about doing the job and making sure the job is delivered, whether it's done. They now know this person is the right fit or not the right fit for my business. Or you now know the kind of clients you work with. When you know that I don't work with clients that make me rush a job. Because rushing a job means that you can't pay attention to details. So you now say, okay, for me, I'm going to work with clients that give me enough time to work on this job and look over it. Do you understand? So when a client now comes and now says, IK, do this job for me, I want something by tonight. They're like, no. It can't work, because they conflict with your personal values of taking the extra time to dot your I's and to cross your T's. So you know that's not the client you should be working with. or you know, it now helps you to clarify the activity you should be doing, which is the lowest rank, which is what I talked about. Then you know that, oh, you're an event manager. If you're paying attention to detail, then you know you can't be in an industry that allows you to work under pressure. You understand?
Okay.
So you can see that how when you have a high sense of quality, of purpose, of self, when you can ask yourself those really, really important questions about who are you, IK? What do you value? When you establish your values, it helps you to be able to work with better clarity about who you should be working with and what you should be doing. And that is what shapes your business eventually.
So if I get you correctly, there are three main questions we must answer as people, as business owners, or even as individuals before even, because from what you said, I can even take it further we can take it away from just business to even relationship. Now, if as a single man, I want to get married to this lady, because answering that question, what is the sort of activity that I like doing? Answering the question, what are the sort of people I like relating to in terms of these activities, or in terms of the kind of person I am, and answering why am I this way? What do I value? Why am I created? Why am I like this? It helps you understand. It helps you also understand about who you want to say. You're single, who you want to get married to. It helps you even who you make friends from. Let's just take it out from it helps you even decide who you make friends with.
Exactly.
So it begs to say that purpose is very important in life generally, because you can't just every aspect of our life, call it relationship, business, whatever it is, every aspect of our life revolves around, or it's centered on our purpose in life. So it's very, very important to find this purpose. It's quite important to find the purpose. And I want to ask, generally asking this question, is it how you get to finding purpose? Or maybe you can give us a personal experience. How did you find your purpose in life? Or how did you find your purpose? What made you decide to be the Tola Alabi we all know today? Because I believe it was answering that, it was finding that purpose that built everything we've come to see today.
Yeah, definitely. I think finding my purpose, which gets clearer every day. I can't say I'm ultimately clear on it. I'll be lying if I said that was the case. But it's clearer. It's clearer than it was 5 years ago. It's clearer than it was last year. It's clearer than it was yesterday. You understand? It gets clearer every day. And how do you find purpose? Which is a good question. And maybe I'll use my life as an example of finding purpose. You see, asking why a lot of times starts with a dissatisfaction or a roadblock. You see, if everything in life went smoothly, we would hardly ask why. We ask why a lot of times because we are dissatisfied about something, or we find a roadblock in life about something. So I think my own why started with being in school as a student in primary school, and I wasn't doing well in primary school. I wasn't doing well in the math, English, social studies, but I was doing well in finance. You understand? Okay. But I wasn't doing well in the other topics, and my grades were bad, and my position in class was bad, and I used to ask myself, even as young as 8, 9, 10, I started asking myself, why is this person doing better than me in the same class that we attend? Why can these people pay longer attention in this thing that I find boring? Do you understand? And I started to ask myself, why am I not interested in this school activity the way it is done? You see, a lot of people don't start asking themselves those questions very early, and that's why a lot of people don't find their purpose till they're very old. But I started asking from primary school, why should this person come first and I'm coming 31st? You understand? We're in the same class. Yeah. Why do I keep dreaming away and thinking about cartoons, and people can focus on the maths teacher talking about LCM and HCM? You understand? Yeah. And when I started asking myself that, I kind of realized that, okay, for me, my interest was more in art. I realized I was more creative. I realized I was more imaginative. And I started to ask myself, what activities would allow me to express that? So you see, when I ask myself about what activities, I say, okay, what can I do in life? I can't be a doctor. I can't be a lawyer. I can't be a this. So then the question I kept on asking myself those very important questions about what activities should I be doing? And then I started to find out more about art-based activities. And I thought of, architects, artists, and before I knew it, I found out about graphic design because I went to school to study architecture. And I realized, okay, it was good, but it still wasn't as interesting as I wanted to express myself. So I said, okay, I'm closer, but I'm not there yet. So I started doing other things, and I found graphic design, and I thought, okay, this expresses me more because now I'm dealing with colors, images, photo manipulations, font, text, and I'd found the activity that best expressed me and caught my attention. Then when I started doing graphic design, it was all fun. I loved it, you understand? But then I now started working with clients and people did not want to start paying. And I like, there's no use doing this activity and not getting well rewarded for it. And I started asking myself, why am I not rewarded? Why? Why am I doing something I love and something I love to do and I'm doing it so well? And nobody is giving me the remuneration that I thought I deserved. So then I started to question the second level. The who? Who am I working with? Who am I listening to? Whose work am I looking at? Who are my clients? And I started to say, look, I can't keep working with this person. This person cannot pay me the equivalent of what I'm putting into this work. So I started to look for the right relationships and the right people to pay for the work. So you can see by that time I'd gone to that second level of clarity, clarifying my relationship. I started to move with friends who were excellent at doing design work. So they were inspiring me because I wanted to be the best. You understand? And then that gave me a level of clarity, and I said, okay, I need to pander to premium clients. What do the clients that I want to work with CEOs, owners of companies? And at that time, I was doing album cover works. So I was doing a lot of album cover work, but I realized these are not people I want to hang out with. These are musicians that are hustling too. I want to work with corporate people. So then I now started to think, what do corporate people like to do in terms of design? What do they like to see? And I realized that, okay, they like to see logos. They like to see brochures. They like to see letterheads, ID cards. And I said, that's what I'm going to do because that puts me in the place of the relationship with the people that I want to be with. So I started to do that to get to the people that I wanted to get to. So I was clear. I knew what I wanted to do. I was going to be an identity designer because that way I could be talking to the owner of the business. So that gave me the second level of clarity. So I was doing that for a very long time. I was being paid a premium. Then I started to ask myself a question. How do I want to be remembered? Do you understand? I started to think, Tola, you are doing this thing right now. But the truth of the question is, when you die, who will cry? How many people will cry? Will your clients cry? And I now realize that these clients, if anything should happen with me, they won't cry. They will look for the next person. So I started to ask myself, Tola, what do you really value? Do you understand? That this money and this client was good. But in the end, I wasn't building, it wasn't me expressing myself as a person. I wasn't giving the true value I thought I wanted to give that would touch somebody's life. So I can't think, Tola, what's important to you? And I thought, I started thinking, what's important to me? What's really important to me is whenever I leave this earth, I want to leave this earth with my name in as many people's success stories as possible. I want people to be able to say, I spoke to Mr. Tola and he changed my life by giving me hope to do this thing. I spoke to Mr. Tola and he encouraged me. He helped me to find myself. And I realized, that's my value. That's what I really want to do. So you know what? I said, how can I do that? And I thought, okay, I must identify the people who are struggling around me and give them hope and advice and encouragement for free. So then, and I said, how can I do this? And that's when I started doing my YouTube channel, and I started my mentoring and getting people and answering people's questions. And then, at that point, a lot of people were asking me, even my wife was asking me, look, this thing you're doing, answering people's questions about what they should do with their business, answering their questions about their passion. They should be paying you for this thing now. And sometimes you will mention some people and say, this person is getting paid, this person is organizing seminar, this person is doing that. I said, no, that's not what I want to do. Because once I put that money thing to the fact that if you want to call me, if you want to contact me by WhatsApp, then I will charge you 10K per minute or 10K per hour of consulting. I said that would restrict the number of people that I want to influence before I leave this earth.
Yeah.
I want people to come, and people can only come. People come for free. So if I really want to do that, then I must open it for free. And that's why I started giving my YouTube content out for free and started to consult for people and answer many questions. And that is how I got into the field of thought leadership, mentoring, creating content to help business people. So that has been my arc. That's been my creative arc to from finding out the activity to finding out the relationships, then to finding out what I was really made for as a person. So I feel in finding purpose, you need to be able to, as we said, you need to be able to answer those 3 questions. But purpose, as I said, is built on values. If you do not know what your values are, you cannot truly say this is what you should be doing. This is the why you're doing it. And a lot of times we get our values from getting clarity about what we should be doing, number 1. And number 2, audacity to do it. 2 things that help you to travel the road of purpose. Clarity at every stage. Clarity about your activity. So when I got clarity about my activity to do graphic design, I followed it up with the audacity to take that JAM form and register for architecture. Even when my mates were doing medicine and all that, I had the audacity, I had the clarity to say, okay, architecture wasn't doing enough for me. I followed it up with the audacity to go and do my postgraduate in graphic design. Do you understand?
Yeah.
The same thing when it came to the relationships. I had the clarity that I didn't want to be working with album cover people anymore. But I backed it up with the audacity to direct my portfolio strictly on corporate work. You see, people miss out when it comes to clarity and audacity. A lot of people have clarity, but they don't have the audacity to follow through on their clarity. So a lot of people have clarity on the fact that, look, what I want to be doing is baking cakes. They're clear. Like when I bake cakes, I come alive. When I bake cakes, it makes me happy. Do you understand? But the audacity to now follow it fully is that what now says, you know what? I'll be baking cakes on weekends and I'll be working in the bank during the. You see, there's clarity, but there's very little audacity to follow it through. True. And that's why they never really find purpose. You understand? So you know what you should be doing, but you're not doing it with your full chest. You understand? So you still don't feel fulfilled. But the people that find purpose are people that say, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to do it. And you know what? I'm going to do it and shut the door behind me. That's clarity and audacity. And those are people that get rewarded for being audacious by living a very fulfilled, purposeful life.
I really, it's quite an interesting, taking us through this journey, through your personal journey. And it's very interesting because like a lot of things caught my attention, but I'm going to focus on this, I think about 3 things now. So I'm going to take them one after the other. You made mention that your journey started all the way from primary school. And I want to ask, does it mean that there's a role parents, or if you're a parent or parents, there's a role and teachers, there's a role parents and teachers play in terms of helping their children find purpose? Because you look at it from your story, what you just told us now, in the typical or the way education has been built to in today's society, when a child is not doing well in the major, quote unquote, major subjects, maths, English, and the rest, we'll find out that, or let's use your story for example, he or she is doing very well in fine arts, is doing very well in music, is doing very well in other activity, but because, quote unquote, he or she is failing in maths, English, and the rest, all of a sudden you see teachers, bombarding this, like, you're not doing well, we see that mindset of you're a failure that stems from the education, which I believe a faulty education system we operate in generally and all. So it shows that is there a role parents/teachers play? I actually want to also focus more on parents, because I believe they are the first teachers, that they should be every child's the first teacher every child should pass through is the parents. But is there a role parents and teachers play in terms of helping you find purpose, or helping an individual find purpose?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a really good question. And I think one of the most important questions you asked in this session, because I'm a parent, and I know how important that question is there is a fantastic role that parents play in the part of their children being able to find clarity about their lives. In fact, I would go all out to say a lot of times parents are the biggest hindrance to people finding clarity from a very young age. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
You see, I told you that purpose in itself is about answering the question, why?
Why, yes.
That is the bedrock of finding purpose. Asking why to find clarity. And we don't encourage children to ask why enough. We don't encourage children, and while I was growing up, and I still see some parents doing it today, we don't encourage our children to ask why. We see why, them asking why, as a form of disrespect or challenging authority.
Yeah.
And even I, as a parent, I had to curb myself. From raising my kids that way. You see, a lot of times when you tell a kid, go and do this thing, and the kid should tell you, Daddy, why should I do it? We kind of have this, why should my kid be asking me why they should do something? I'm like, come on, go and do it. Stop asking me questions. Just go and do it. Obey before complain. You understand? Go and do it. You understand? Don't ask me why. How will we do? Then the kid becomes scared to ask why. Asking why is not disrespectful. Asking why is somebody trying to get clarity. You see? But a lot of times you see that disrespectful. Even teachers at school are teaching, and the student says, excuse me, ma'am, why should we do it that way? And the teacher says, no, don't ask why, just do it. I've told you how to do it. Do it this way. You're not giving any answer. And then the children get scared to ask why. On any level, whether on the level of activity, or on the level of relationships, or on the level of self-discovery. And that's the biggest problem. And that's why we have a lot of people that don't have emotional intelligence. You see, we have a lot of intellectually intelligent people, but very few emotionally intelligent people. And what does it mean to be emotionally intelligent? A lot of people use that word, they don't really know what it means, but I'll try to make it simple. When you're emotionally intelligent, when you're not scared to ask questions about yourself. Those are the most emotionally intelligent people. And I'll give you an example. You see, why we have those 3 levels of clarity, and why self is the highest level of clarity you can get when you ask yourself, when you take time every day, to ask yourself, why did I act like this in this situation? Why did I get angry? Why did I lose my temper? Why did I cry? Why did I do this? A lot of people don't ask themselves that question. But when you start asking about activity and about relationships, those are good, but they don't give you emotional intelligence. Why asking questions about self gives you emotional intelligence is because it helps you to take responsibility for your actions. And when you don't ask, you don't take responsibility for your actions. So you become someone that always accuses other people. People that stop on the level of finding clarity on activities. The problem with them is that when things go wrong, they look for the activity to blame. So when they are not making money, and they're like, oh, man, I'm not making money. I have not made money. I can't afford things in my house. they kind of blame it on it's because I'm working this rubbish job and they're not paying me a good enough salary.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
So the blame is the job I'm doing and the salary I'm receiving. If they want to go a step higher to denial of responsibility, they will say it's because of my boss. He's such a selfish guy and selfish woman. You understand?
Yeah.
So they blame it on the relationship. It's the relationship. Or it's because of my wife. She never lets me to go and express myself. It's never there. But they stop there. But you must begin to come to that place of why? What is my own role in playing in my lack of finances?
Okay.
And they say, it's because I'm lazy. Why am I lazy? Because I don't enjoy what I'm doing. And I don't have the courage to go after what I really want. Why did I get angry? Why did I lose my temper? It was because I feel insecure. Because this person called me a loser, and deep inside, I really think I'm a loser, and that person exposed it. So I feel insecure. So I got angry and I slapped the person. Look, you've taken responsibility. Then you can begin to say, why do I feel insecure? Then you can go back and try to fix the problem of insecurity. But people are going to fix the wrong thing. So they think, oh, I slapped that person because that person talks a lot of rubbish. So I must stop hanging out with that person. It's that person's fault that I slapped him because he says rubbish a lot. So they cut the person off. No, it's not the person that says rubbish. It's because you yourself feel insecure. You agree with what that person is saying. That's why it offends you so much. So you need to fix yourself. So IK, just like if I tell you now, IK, you're a woman. Will you get annoyed?
Of course I won't.
You won't get annoyed. You won't, because IK, you know you're a guy.
Yeah.
You know you're secure about that. You know, IK, I say you're a woman. You are a woman. You're a female. It will annoy you because you know that person is not speaking the truth. You know you're a guy. You understand?
Yeah.
But you know deep inside, if you are conflicted about whether you're a man or a woman, if someone says you're a woman, you get upset.
True.
Because you're conflicted. You understand?
Yeah.
So you need to solve that conflict. And the more internal conflict you solve, the more emotionally intelligent you become. And that's why I say emotionally intelligent people, they don't get annoyed anyhow. You see, today, I was driving and I was at a red light. No, it was not even at the red light. There was a traffic warden. And the traffic warden stopped me. And he directed some people. And he turned his back to me. And he kept directing. And one guy came behind me. And they were horning. Don't move. The guy is not looking at you. And I said, the guy has stopped me. I can't go. And I knew the guy stopped me for the right reason. Do you understand? And they kept on horning that I should go. And you know what? Some of them were going beside me and saying very, very ugly words. You don't have to drive. Go and give the car to your wife. Go and do this. And they went away. You see, I didn't feel bad at all. Yeah. Because I knew I was doing the right thing. You understand?
True.
But if I was conflicted, should I go? Should I not go? Should I go? And someone comes and says, I beg you not to drive, go out. And I'll be forced to react to the person out of self-defense because I'm insecure. You understand? So you see, when we don't help our children to be emotionally intelligent, when they don't begin to know themselves by asking why, then they become insecure people. And then they become angry people. They become very angry people. And angry people give out useless content. And that is why you see social media is the way it is today, where somebody will say something very small and somebody will come to your comment and just start abusing you. Do you understand? Just tell somebody, the sun was bright today. What a wonderful day. And someone will say, why you can't disturb us with this kind of rubbish on top of this thing? Say, get out, Charlie. You understand that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Why? Because that person on a deeper level doesn't know themselves. They don't know themselves. So you know what? They are lashing out at you for a lack of self-discovery that they have. Do you understand? Because they're conflicted. They have questions in their life that is unanswered. So everything they see that is not an answer to their question becomes an offensive statement. It becomes a waste of time. It's a waiting for the talk. I better get out. Do you understand? Because they are looking for answers to their questions. But someone that has answers to his questions, everything you say becomes an opportunity to learn more. Because he has answered all his questions. So he's looking around and saying, you see, it's just like somebody that is doing an exam. If we're both writing an exam, let's assume exams were open for us to write. When I'm done with my exams and I have done all my own questions, let's assume that people were allowed to kind of help other people with their own exam. You see what? If I'm done with my own paper and I've answered all my questions, I will go and meet. If someone came to me and say, "Hey Tola, what do you think about question number 2?" I will answer. I say, I think you should do it this way, because I've answered all my questions. So I'm now open to hearing what other people think. But imagine if all my questions are not answered, and someone says, Tola, what do you think about question number 15?
I'll be so very frustrating.
It'd be frustrating. I'm trying to answer my question and I tell me about question number 15. You understand?
Yeah.
I don't have time. Go and sit down. Because I'm already a conflicted person. Do you understand?
True.
So we as parents act as guides to our kids by allowing them to ask why. It's the most important privilege you can give your child. It's the most important privilege. Ask why about the most mundane things. So when I tell my kids, don't do this and tell me why. Right now, I've practiced to the point where I don't get offended. I tell them, okay, this is why. And we get into a conversation. And they might tell me, oh, Daddy, I don't agree. I don't think so. I don't do this. And sometimes I'm like, okay, so you don't think so? All right. This is what I think. What do you think we should do? A lot of times, the kid will now self-surrender. I say, okay, no problem. Let's try it your own way, but this is what I think. Sometimes I even give them the opportunity to do what they want to do so that it can fail. And when it fails, they're like, oh, Daddy, you're right. So you shouldn't do it this way. Because, see, like my son, there was a time he wanted to I made a boat for him. I made a boat on paper. And I gave it to him. And I was playing with it. So it was time to have his bath. And I said, Daddy, I want to take this boat to the bathroom. I said, no, don't take this boat to the bathroom. It's going to spoil it. He said, no, Daddy, it's a boat. It should be on water. I said, not this kind of boat. You put this kind of boat in water, it will not float. It will go to soak up water and spoil. He said, no, but that is a boat, so it should be on water. And I said, oh my goodness, how do I explain this? I said, no problem. I said, okay, let's take it to the bathroom. And he took it to the bathroom, very happy and confident that he had a boat he could put inside the water. So he brought out a bucket and filled it with water and he put the boat there. In less than 10 seconds, the boat absorbed water and just deformed. And immediately he said, Daddy, you're right. This thing doesn't work. I said, yeah, because it's paper. You see, because I allowed him to ask why and allowed him to express himself.
Yeah.
He now knows. There was a day he had made something else out of paper and he wanted to take it to the bathroom. I said, Daddy, I'm taking this to the bathroom. And he was one that questioned himself and said, no, but it is paper. It will absorb water and it will spoil. You see, I didn't have to talk.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now, even when I'm not there, he knows what to do. Because I allowed him to find out why. You understand? The purpose of why Daddy is denying you this thing is not because he doesn't love you. It's not because he wants you to be sad. It's because of this reason. Do you understand what I'm saying? Exactly. And now he has become more intelligent on that topic. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now he's not angry. So when I tell him don't take it, but the problem when I tell him don't take it without explaining, he becomes an angry person and becomes sobby. So he becomes say, oh, Daddy doesn't like me, Daddy doesn't do this, and that he has become a conflicted person because there's an activity in his life that he can't explain why he's not given the privilege to do it. So we play a large part in our kids' life and helping them to find purpose.
I purposely asked the question because I know that you're a parent, of course, you're married with kids, and when you said your story, it made a lot of sense that I had to ask that question because I want to know how. Because in this, I want to know how, as parents, we should relate in terms of, okay, I'm not yet a parent, I'm still getting there, but I needed to know like what role and how major or minor is this role? Because I personally believe that in today's world, parents are beginning to relegate their duties to schools or begin to relegate their duties to the outside society, or in terms of we're letting, or parents are letting movies train their kids. They're letting even teachers and schools, and the family is supposed to be the primary place where children, like the learning, whatever they learn in their formative years should come from the family before going outside. So that's
Sure.
why I needed to ask. So we can agree that parents play a major role. They play a major role in helping their children get on their way to finding purpose. Which take me to the second thing I wanted to ask, because like I said, there are three things I noticed. So it's safe to say that finding purpose is a journey. It's not something you get to realize in a day. It's not something you say, okay, like today we're having this conversation. So someone that is going to listen to this, or someone that is listening to this might say, okay, let me sit down and answer all these questions at once. And then it's a journey. It's not something you get to in a day. It's not something you get to in a month. It's something that'll probably take years, but you have to be intentional about taking those steps to get to, because it's something you said earlier on. You said something about you've not gotten there, you've not arrived at your ultimate purpose, but it's getting clearer to you by the day. So finding purpose is actually a journey. It's not something you get to in a day. Oh, it's actually a question I'm asking. So finding purpose, is it a journey or something you get to in a day? Like, I want you to clarify that for us. Sorry.
Oh, no. Definitely not something you get in a day. It's a journey. You understand? It gets clearer and clearer as you advance, as you ask questions on why. And remember I said the reason why we ask why in the first place, or we seek our purpose, is because we meet a roadblock. You understand? And you only meet a roadblock when you are going somewhere. You don't meet a roadblock when you are standing still. You understand? A roadblock is only a roadblock because it impedes movement. You understand? So you can't have a roadblock. There's no roadblock for a parked car because the car is already parked. You understand? It's a traveling car that meets a roadblock. And it becomes a roadblock because it stops you from traveling. And that means that a lot of times, purpose comes from traveling in life. You understand? So it comes at stages of movement. So you see, you have challenges from, like I gave the story of my journey from when I was 8, 9. You understand? I had challenges at school. Then when I was 20-something, 24, 25, I had challenges with clients. And when I entered my late 30s, I started having challenges with being fulfilled in life and tried to look for bigger purpose of what would give me ultimate fulfillment. So at this time, there were always roadblocks. You understand? So purpose is not something you find in a day. You don't find it in a day. You understand? As a matter of fact, you realize that it's the summation of a lot of days that allows you to be able to find clarity. So for me, what I mean by summation of a lot of days is, when I started asking myself that question in primary school, it was not from failing one test that I started to ask, why am I not doing well? It was from failing several tests over a period of years in several classes.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I said, I immediately asked, why? Why is this thing like this? When I started asking questions about being paid well as a designer, it was not from one client not paying me well. It was from an accumulation of clients not paying me well consistently. So finding purpose is a lifelong thing. It's a lifelong thing. You always ask why, and sometimes there's a gap between why, asking the why, and getting the answer. Do you understand? So sometimes you ask why. Don't put pressure on yourself to answer the question there and then, because sometimes you don't know the answer. But the most important thing is to ask. Once you ask, you've done something very important for yourself. You've opened your mind up to being observant and finding the answers in your journey. You understand?
Yeah.
In seeing. So when you ask why, you begin to see answers pop up here and there. Because when you ask why, you've opened your eyes to looking for answers. And then you start finding answers in conversations. You start finding answers in stuff you hear, in stuff you read. And then, this is an answer to what I've been looking for. You understand? So it's definitely not a day journey. You understand? Not a day's journey. It's something that you discover as you move in life.
Okay, and thank you for that. And my last point is this, or the third point, not my last, but the third point is this. And you made mention about taking actions and how people don't have that audacity. So it's about clarity and audacity. So I just want to ask, someone might be listening to this. Okay, let's use the instance you described for us. I'm a baker, I'm a baker. I love making cakes. I love baking cakes and all. But I need the 9 to 5. I need that banking job. I need a bank job that takes me from Monday to Friday because I need the salary and all. Like, what is it? How do you get someone like that? I don't know. I'm trying to figure out, how do you get someone like that to take action, to have the audacity to decide, okay, I love doing this. And you see the person really hates the job. It's just the salary. Like, they feel more because they'll tell you, oh, Nigeria today now, if I quit this job now, where am I going to get the next? I'm not sure. I'm not certain because I'm going to be starting. I'm not certain about where the clients are going to come or customers. I'm not certain about where the businesses are going to come. Now, you want me to quit a job that is a guarantee, like at the end of every month, there's a guarantee sum that I'm getting. What's your take on that?
Yeah, and that's a good question in the sense that you have those people who have clarity but don't have courage.
Yeah.
To audaciously follow the things that they're clear about, and which is where relationships come into question.
Okay.
And that is why relationships are on the second rung of purpose. You understand? Activity relationships. Because sometimes you are in an activity, and then when you don't question relationships, it keeps you stuck in that activity without fully expressing the activity on a bigger level. So I'll put it this way: that person that says, I love to make cakes, but I have this secure job that allows me to make money.
Yeah.
Why the person is not moving from making cakes to moving from the bank job to making cakes is because that person doesn't believe making cakes can make them the money.
Okay.
That's the only impediment the person has.
Yeah.
The fact that there is no belief that making cakes can make you as much money as working in a bank.
Working in a bank.
Yeah. That's the only thing stopping the person from fully committing to making cakes. You know that?
Yeah.
That's the only thing. If the person tells you any other thing, it's a lie. The only thing that stops people from following their passion when they have what they call a secure job is because they don't believe that that clarity they have on the activity they should be doing can make them the money or give them the life that they desire. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But I want to ask you this question, Ike. I want to ask you this question.
Okay.
Are there bakers in the world that make more money than bankers?
Definitely. A few weeks ago, I was looking at the top bakers in the world, and I think I came across this. Oh, I've forgotten it because I was just scrolling. I was trying to figure out if I was in Nigerian, but I came across some certain bakers that were raking in the hundreds of millions of dollars.
Of course,
hundreds of millions of dollars, and
of course. Yes.
I'm here to find bank MDs that have that amount.
Yes.
So talk more of
the question. Yeah. So right. So the question now comes: why is this particular person afraid to start making cakes and quit their bank job?
Yeah.
Because it's not impossible to make cakes and make more money than a banker. But this person is scared. Why are they scared? That is where relationships come, because they have the wrong people in their lives. That's the reason why people get scared to follow the clarity of what they feel they love to do, because they have the wrong relationships. The wrong relationships bring pain, bring fear, bring insecurity into your life. And when you're surrounded with the wrong people, the wrong relationship, wrong marriage, wrong friends, wrong parents, in quote, or wrong parenting, let me put it that way, wrong teachers. Those wrong relationships stop you from having the audacity to move into the next level. Now, I'll tell you what I mean. And that's where mentoring comes in to play.
Okay.
If this person, check it out, this person that you said loves to make cakes but has a secure job of a bank, what do you think would happen if one of those people that you Googled that is making hundreds of millions from making cakes tells this person, you know what, come and spend 1 year with me? Do you think that person that has been scared to quit their bank job, after that 1 year will come back scared to quit their bank job after spending 1 year with the person that is making hundreds of millions from making cakes?
Nah, I definitely don't think so. I don't think they will be scared anymore.
The mindset would change.
Yeah.
Because you are staying with somebody and you are seeing possibilities. You understand? The mindset will change just by staying with them and seeing that this person, someone came and ordered the cake and paid the person $10 million. Your mindset will change. You understand? The audacity will begin to come. Even if you can't charge 10 million, you'll be able to charge 1 million. If you can't charge 1 million, you'll be able to charge $200,000. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The audacity will begin to change. Your mind will begin to expand because you are in the right place. I'll give you a story. You see, when I started driving,
okay,
I was very scared to start driving. I was very scared. I didn't start driving till I was well into my 20s. You understand? Because I was scared. I was scared to drive. I was scared of going on the road. I knew. I'd gone to driving schools. They had taught me to drive. I knew how to move a car. Then I knew how to move from gear 1 to gear 2. I knew how to balance the clutch and this, but I was scared to go out. Do you know what changed my mind? Do you know what changed my mind?
What was that?
The day I went to church, I saw one small girl. This girl is younger than my younger sister. And she was driving her family to church. I said, no way. There's no way. No way. I'm going to drive this drive. I saw this girl. This girl is younger than my younger sister. And she was driving to church. That day I said, no way, Tola, you're going to drive. You see, my mentality changed because of someone I saw. And I said, if this person can do it, they don't have two heads. I should be able to do it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you hang around can-do people, you will begin to do. If you hang around can't-do people, you will see that you can't do. The same thing. I learned to drive manually. Now, when automatic cars came, I didn't know how to drive automatic. So I started saying I don't like automatic because I couldn't drive it. I didn't understand how you could be driving and your leg is not doing so much work. You understand? Because I was so imprisoned in manual. But you know what changed my mind?
What?
My wife started learning to drive after me, years after me. And she was driving, but she was not my wife then. We were just going out, we were dating.
Okay.
And she was driving manual. And I said, she was driving automatic. And she said, that this thing is easy to drive. That's what she told me. She told me it's easy to drive. She told me this thing is easy to drive. Don't be scared to drive it. And I said, I'm not scared now. I just don't like it. She said, you are scared. You are scared. That's why you're not driving it. I said, this thing is easy to drive. And you know what she did? She told me a story. She said how people in her school, university then, would drive and they will put one leg on the dashboard and be driving their car. One leg will be on the dashboard and they will drive. She told me it is that easy. She said it is that easy that you can drive with one leg on the dashboard. Once she made that statement, I believed that it was easy. And I just went and I just said, if people can be driving this thing with one leg on the dashboard, why can't I drive it with two legs down? And I started driving. So you see that because she was in my life, she was a can-do person. And she told me, this thing you want to do is possible. People have done it and people are doing it. And they are doing it easily. Why not you? So the problem with people that can't quit their jobs because they believe that their passion jobs cannot cannot take care of them is because they are full of people that encourage them and tell them your passion job can't take care of you.
Yeah.
And when you have people, your mother tells you that, your father tells you that, your neighbor tells you that, your boyfriend tells you that, then you believe that. Do you understand?
Exactly.
So you need to get in your life people that are the right relationships that begin to tell you these things are possible. And you'll be surprised how many things you will do knowing that they're possible.
So it's safe to say it's all about changing where we get our information from. The information from who you talk to, the things you see, the things you assimilate, just like you talked about the mentorship. Because I don't think when anybody, if I want to get into baking cakes and I sit down with someone that I see on a monthly basis talk about Nigeria, you're getting in 50 million every month here in Nigeria. Why would I want to go into baking cake? That's pretty much what banks like. That's pretty much a bank in itself.
Exactly.
That's pretty much a bank in itself. So I agree totally. I totally agree. First, they are scared, like they don't trust, they don't have much belief in their vision, and then probably they don't have that belief because of the information they are getting. Of course, when your parents tell you that what are you talking about baking cakes? Are you not in Nigeria? Things like this kind of like it helps kills that passion, it helps kills that dream. Still going back to talking about the roles our parents play.
They play a very vital role
in terms of finding passion. Okay, I think I want us to round it up with this because I think this is the ultimate question of all. Like, how does purpose affect life fulfillment? How does purpose affect life fulfillment? And I'm asking this question because earlier today because I was trying to read up a lot about finding purpose and all, and I saw this. I think it's a quote, or I just saw this. It just stood out to me that purpose doesn't necessarily mean you have a happy life, or purpose doesn't necessarily mean guarantee happy life. But what purpose guarantees, it's a meaningful life, a life, a meaningful and fulfilled life. So it begs to I'm asking, or I'm throwing the question back to you: Is this what it is? Like, because someone will ask, "I want to be happy now." Like, don't I want to have a happy life? But in terms of what is the relationship between purpose and fulfillment, or life fulfillment?
Purpose and life fulfillment are very, very interwoven. You understand? They're very interwoven. Just like for human beings, oxygen and life are interwoven. You understand? Oxygen gives life. And when you talk about purpose, why? You see, I would give an illustration. And you see, like this weekend, I went out with my family. I went to a place, and while we were leaving the place, someone pointed out, "Oh, look under that bus." And they looked under the bus, and we saw a monkey. The monkey was under the bus.
Wow.
And the monkey was chained. Yeah, the monkey was chained to the underneath of the bus. It was chained to the engine, the chassis. It was chained, very short chain. And my kids were excited to see the monkey because I don't think they've seen a monkey in real life. So they saw the monkey and they were very excited and they were running towards it. And they were calling the monkey, but the monkey had its back turned to them. And they were calling it, "Oh, monkey, monkey, monkey." And the monkey never for 1 minute turned to look at them. The monkey had its back and the head was down. And I looked at it and there was food in front of the monkey. There were like bowls of food that had not been touched by the monkey. They had not been touched. The monkey had not eaten it. And obviously this monkey was depressed. It was evident. The monkey was looking depressed. The kids were all excited. And they were asking me, "Daddy, why is this monkey not answering us?" And I was like, "Because the monkey is not happy." And I said, "Why is the monkey not happy?" And I was like, "Because the monkey is chained. It can't move." And they're like, "There's food in front of the monkey." And I was like, "Yeah, the monkey is not interested in the food. The monkey wants freedom. The monkey wants to express itself. The monkey would rather have freedom than food." And that is how it is when you are not living a purposeful life. It doesn't matter how much money you have. you'll be empty. You'll be like that money. You'll be like that monkey that was chained to the bottom of the bus. You feel hindered. You feel like you're not expressing yourself. It doesn't matter the kind of food they're giving you. You eat the food just for survival. That monkey will still eat part of that food to survive, but will never eat that food out of pleasure. You understand? Monkeys are very playful animals. Very playful.
True.
And they're also very intelligent. So that monkey knew that it was made for more than being chained under a bus. It knows that it should be swinging high on trees, not being chained to under a bus. You understand?
Yeah.
So that's the thing. When you're not living a purposeful life, you feel sad. You feel sad. You feel sad. You feel there's a hole that cannot be filled within you. When you live a purposeful life that comes out of answering the why question about self, you feel good about yourself. You have an energy to every activity you do. You see, for me, one of my purpose right now that I've discovered is to make content, to make people, that gives people hope. Content that helps people feel encouraged about doing what they are doing.
Yeah.
About having the audacity to go and do what they should do. When I make that content, look, I record content almost every day. And I record content in my car after dropping my kids in school. I take some minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes to record content. You know what? Every time I finish recording that content and I come back into the house to prepare myself for the day of work and do whatever I need to do, I come into the house with some energy. I come into the house more in love with my wife. So I come into the house and I'm like, what can I help you with? Because I've expressed myself. So I feel like I feel some endorphins that make me feel high. And I'm like, what can I help you with? And then if she's feeling sad, I can ask her, what's going on? What's up? What's wrong? And I can encourage her. Then I look for other people that need my help and I help them. Because you know what? I've started the day fulfilled. Because I know in my mind I've made content that is going to help somebody. So there's an excitement I have saying, let's go and make this day. So even when I go back, unless I'm going to work on a design job, I go into that design job with a level of confidence and happiness. So I pour my joy from fulfilling myself into my work. You see, I'll still give an example of animals. One of the saddest things that you see when people keep animals, you can keep a lot of animals, but one of the animals that I feel people should not keep is a bird. It's one of the saddest things when I see a bird in a cage. I love animals, but I will never have a bird in a cage. Never. Because it's a sad thing. If you have a fish in a bowl, it's still better than a bird in a cage. Because a fish in a bowl can still swim. A bird in a cage cannot fly. You understand? So you still defeat the purpose of that bird. That bird, no matter, even if you make that cage made of gold, you give it the best food in the world, that bird is going to be depressed because that bird wants to fly and you denied it that opportunity of flying.
Yeah.
So you see, when you express yourself and your purpose, you are flying. You see, a bird that is given the opportunity to fly and come back home and sleep in a place and can allow you to fly the next day, you see how excited that bird will be more than a bird in a cage. Ask people that have birds in a cage. They'll tell you how fast those birds die. They don't live their full term. They can't live their full term. Even if you give them the best food and change their water and change their bed, whatever, they will die soon. Because they are not fulfilling purpose. Their purpose is to fly. You understand? So, when you fulfill purpose, when you do that thing that it is that you believe you are made for, even if you are not being paid what you feel you should be paid, look, the amount of joy and happiness that you have, people that are being paid more than you will be wondering, but why 5 times what IK is making now. Why is he so happy and I'm so sad?
Yeah.
You understand? Because you are fulfilled. You are fulfilled. And that is the epitome of life. Life, you are made to express your gifts. You're not made to make money. Money is a byproduct. You understand? You were made to express all your inner giftings on the grandest scale. That is what we are made for. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And that's what we drive towards. So that in itself is purpose, and it's very tied to fulfillment. Fulfillment is not in money. Fulfillment is not in popularity. It's not. When people try to find with money and popularity, you see people like Alexander McQueen they wouldn't have found him hanging in his closet. Do you understand? Anthony Bourdain, they wouldn't have found him hanging in his house.
True.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
These people took their own life, their own lives at the top of their career. Anthony Bourdain, top of his career as a chef, top of his career as a fashion designer, but they committed suicide. You understand?
Yeah.
Because there was something more that they were meant to express that they couldn't express.
Well, I can't.
So that's the bottom line of it, and passion are very, very tight.
I actually believe you've said it all, because I wanted to come to that, because we've had issues, we had instances, the likes of Anthony Bourdain you talked about, billionaires, people that we see on screen and we think that they have a happy life, they've got it all, and then the way their life ended, they take their life, they're depressed and everything. It makes you wonder, so what's all the money for? What's all the fame for? And that's to show that purpose doesn't lie with money, it doesn't lie with fame. It's just lie with doing what you're created to do. Just like you said, the bird will be depressed because the bird is created, the bird was built to fly. And the monkey was built to run from tree to tree, to like just that freedom. The monkey was built to live that way. But whatever the situation, the person, something is restricting the monkey, something is restricting the bird from living out their purpose. The same way something is restricting even that job that pays you millions of naira can't be restricting you from living your purpose or living out your purpose. So I believe that I want to believe that someone that is listening at least is making sense to someone that is listening, because people just go into starting businesses or used to go to jobs, and then we're looking at the money. Oh, I want to do this business because I've heard that once you enter this business, profit is like you're making a lot of money out of it. Or I want to apply for this job because they pay 500,000 every month, without really asking, why do I like my values? And in terms of my values and the business, is it something I will enjoy? Is it something I won't enjoy? I think just like you said, it's a very broad topic. It's not even a topic we'll finish in a week and talk more of finishing it under one episode. But I love the fact we've gotten to talk about it, because we want to at least help someone understand a bit why this is important to you. So I want to say thank you very much for joining us today. I believe someday soon we'll still go, maybe we're going to talk on another aspect of this, but let's leave this at this for now, and let's try and digest. Let our listener try to digest. And if they have any question, I'm pretty sure, please, if you have any suggestion, any question, leave it on the comment section. If you want us to send it to Mr. Tola Alabi, of course, we'll definitely send it to him and have him answer or share his opinion on that and get back to you. Because I believe we all need to start asking this question of why. It will go a long way in helping so many business people, not just business people, so many individuals live a fulfilled life. So I want to stop by saying there's this quote. I'm just gonna say it now. Like, the purposes of a person's heart are deep waters, but one who has understanding draws them out. This is Proverbs 25. So I believe that understanding, getting that knowledge is first, just like you said, is asking yourself those questions. Why am I this person? Why is this happening? Why is this? Asking that question of why. Like I said, thank you very much, Tola Alabi, and thank you. We really, like always, we enjoy having you around, and we can't just, words cannot say, words are not enough to say how much we enjoy having you around and how grateful we are for what you do on your own platform. It's been helping a lot of businesses. I can attest to that. So thank you very much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure.
All right, folks, that's it on finding purpose. And please start asking yourself that question, why? And till we meet again on the next episode, my name is Ike, and peace out.